All right. So, um, it says when making estimates, it is sometimes useful to approximate unfamiliar fractions by comparing them to numbers that are more familiar to you. Copy the number line below on your paper, including the dots. Keep the dots in the same position. Label each dot with one of the fractions given below. So, read these to me, all of them, please. Becky, go. Read me all the fractions that are there. Say that again. 6 out of what? Okay. All right. So now, once I do that, I'm going to separate them where they belong. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them. Well, where should they go between 0 and 1 or 1 and 2? Everybody follow? All right. So here, for example, 1 out of 12. Should it go on the left? We'll call this the left, and we'll call this the right. Everybody follow? Adriana, yes? Okay. So on the left, is 1 out of 12 going to go left or right? Everybody. Left. 7 out of 6. Why? It's more than 1. 13 out of 12. 15 out of 9. 6 out of 100. 6 out of 7. Left or right? 30 out of, what is it, 16? 30 out of 16. 2 out of 17. 12 out of 25. 2 out of 20. 98 out of 100. 6 out of 11. 6 out of 5. 4 out of 2. 20 out of 11. Okay, good. So now we figured out these should be on the left, these should be on the right. How do we know that? How did I do that so quickly? Well, how do we do it so quickly? Go, Henry. Good. So, this one is obviously the smallest one of all of them, right? Of all these fractions here, raise your hand if you think you know which one do you think is the smaller. Which one do you think is the smallest, Oscar? 6 out of 100. You think that one's the smallest one? Who agrees with him that 6 out of 100 is the smallest one? Why? Go, Carter. Exactly. Hundreds are small pieces and 6 is a relatively small number, right? I think you guys are right. I think 6 out of 100 is the smallest one. You notice that you have 6 out of 11, 6 out of 100, and 6 out of 7. Out of those three, is 6 out of 100 the smallest one? Yes, because it has the smallest pieces, right? Size of the pieces. Good. So let's make this one 6 out of 100. I agree with you guys. What's this one going to be? What's the next one going to be? What's the next smallest one going to be? So this is 1 out of 12, right? This one's pretty close, isn't it? What is that? Is that 1 out of 12? No, it's what? Simplify it. 1 out of 10, right? So that's 1 out of 10, and that's 1 out of 12. What's smaller, 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 12? 1 out of 12. Why? Because they're smaller pieces, exactly. So I'm going to make this little dot right here. I'm going to make this 1 out of 12. So take a wild guess what the next one's going to be. Probably this one, right? 2 out of 20. Is 2 out of 20 the same thing as 1 out of 10? Yes, no, maybe so? Yes, very good. All right. I know it gets a little crowded, so I'm going to put like a little line so you guys can see where it belongs. All right? Is that the projector or is it the... So, what's this one going to be then? Raise your hand if you think it's 6 out of 7. 12 out of 25. 2 out of 17. I agree with you. This is 2 out of 17. This one. What's this one going to be? Joey. 12 out of 25. Everybody agree with him? Not this one? So if this is 12 out of 25, what are the two choices here? Which ones can they be? It could be 12 out of 25, or it could be, Lynette, 6 out of 11. Why those two? They're closest to half. Are they more than half or less than half? Depends which one I'm talking about. Is 12 out of 25 more than half or less than half? Less than half. Everybody agree? 6 out of 11, more than half or less than half? More? Everybody agree? What's half of 11, Kim? Take a guess, Kim. What's half of 11? If it's an odd number, we know that it's going to be what? Something and a decimal or half, right? Aubrey, go. 5.5, right? Is 6 more or less than 5.5? More. So this is more than half, which means this one has to be 12 out of 25. And then this one has to be 6 out of 11. Good. Are we done? No. We still got 2 more, right? Which one do you think this one's going to be, Becky? Bless you. Who thinks this one's 6 out of 7? Raise your hand if you think this is 6 out of 7. Raise your hand if you think it's 98 out of 100. Good. Absolutely right. You see how they make them? They're close, but you see how they make them different so that you know what the answer is without doing a whole bunch of work? Imagine, like, what would you have to do in order to be absolutely sure? You know what I mean? Yeah, and then you would have to do what? Which would take a lot of time. No. You know, Anthony? What do you think? You would have to make all the denominators, find a common factor for all of these. That would be kind of hard, right? Would that be kind of difficult? Yeah. All right. So we got that part. Now what? What's next? What's the smallest number in this group? 6 out of 7? 6 out of 7 is over here. 7 out of 6? Did anybody change these to mixed numbers? Probably faster that way, right? So let's change these to mixed numbers. What's this going to be? 1 and 1 out of 6. This one. 1 and 1 out of 12. This one. 1 and 6 out of 9. Simplify. 1 and 2 out of 3. What's this one? 1 and 14 out of 16. Simplify. Cut it in half. 7 out of 8. Very good. 1 and 7 out of 8. This one. 1 and 1 out of 5. This one. Okay, 2 and what? Just 2? Okay. This one. One and 9 out of 11. Good. So out of all these, they're obviously all more than 1. Which one is the smallest? One and 1 out of 12. Exactly right. This one. What's the next one going to be? By the way, what I would do here after this point, I would figure out which ones are more than 1.5 and less than 1.5. Right? This is less than 1.5. This is less than 1.5. This is less than 1.5. No. Is this less than 1.5? No. Is this less than 1.5? Yes. Is this less than 1.5? No. Is this less than 1.5? No. So what's my next choice going to be? It's either going to be what or what? 1 and 1 out of 6 or 1 out of 5. So the ones are the same. So look at the 1 out of 6 and the 1 out of 5. What's a smaller fraction? 1 out of 6 or 1 out of 5? Joey? Anthony? One out of 6 is smaller? What do you think, Juan? Do you think 1 out of 6 is smaller? Yeah? Why? Exactly. They're smaller pieces. Do you have the same amount of pieces? Yes. You have 1 here and you have 1 here. So would you have a slightly bigger piece or a slightly smaller piece? Slightly bigger, right? So so which one's next? 1 and 1 out of 6, which means the next one's easy because it has to be 1 and 1 out of 5. This one's easy. Let's do the one that we know right away. Hopefully everybody knows what this one is right away. What's this one going to be right away? Anthony? 2, which is, what fraction was it? 4 out of 2. That's simple. Let's get that one out of the way. Which one is, so we did this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay. What's the one that's right next to 2? Which one's almost 2? 20 out of 11. So we only have 2 left? Yeah, 2 left. So what's between these two, which one is the smallest? 15 out of 9, or 1 and 2/3, or 1 and 7 out of 8? Which one is smaller, 1 and 2 out of 3, or 1 and 7 out of 8? How many more pieces do I need for a hole here? For another hole? 1 more. How many pieces do I need for a hole here? 1. So aren't they equal? No. Because what? The pieces aren't the same. So which one is smaller? 1 and 2 out of 3? 1 and 7 out of 8 is smaller? Yes? I hear some people saying no, some people saying yes. Let's vote. Which one is smaller? Which one's smaller? Raise your hand if you think it's 1 and 2 out of 3 is smaller. Raise your hand if you think 1 out of 7 out of 8 is smaller, right? Why, Michael? The pieces are small? Right, so the pieces are small, right? So what should we do to figure this out? Draw them, right? It's only 2 of them. Do I have to draw the holes? No, I can just draw the fractions, right? So I have to draw 2 out of 3 and? So let me draw that. 2 out of 3. And is it important that the models are the same size to each other? Definitely. And 7 out of 8. So I have to cut this into how many pieces? How many do I shade? Here, how many? I cut this into how many? 8. So that means 4, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2. How many do I shade? Right, Michael? So what do you think, Michael? Which one's smaller? 1 and 2 out of 3 or 1 and 7 out of 8? You changed your mind. Exactly. How many pieces do I still need to get a hole here? 1. How many pieces do I need to get a hole here? 1. But are they equal? No, they're not equal pieces. So that means if you only have 1 piece left, well, you need a bigger piece to fill that space. That means this one has to be the smaller one. Do you guys understand? Now, if you're in doubt, like if you're taking a test and you're not sure, what should you do? Draw it. Draw it. Did you have to draw all of them? No, just a couple. Just the ones you're not sure about. So what's going to go here? So what fraction was it? Let's put the original fraction in place. 15 out of 9. And this one's going to be 30 out of 16. Any questions? Did anybody get them all right? Every single one? Excellent, Lynette. Very good, guys. That table got them all right. Any other table get them all right? No? Good job.